Thank you. My name is Dana Keith. On behalf of Dana Keith Film, I want to first start off by saying thank you. My story is a little bit crazy, to say the least. It's a little bit of an American dream, if you will. I started doing video production out of the heart to help somebody. It was just a friend. He basically was a musician, and I picked up a camera literally at Walmart and made a video within 2 days. And that was the start of my journey. So kind of just fast forward a little bit through fine-tuning my skills and really diving into a craft. I really dedicated myself to learn. So when I tell a story about myself, Dana Keith, my story should be told with heart, grit, and guts. Heart to jump when I wasn't even sure if I was ready to jump. Grit to help people when I really didn't know how to even help. And then the guts to be myself authentically with no remorse. And that's something that you'll find with myself. I'm actually from North Carolina, and I've been in Colorado for about 7 years. I've been doing video for about 4, and this is where my story kind of just takes off. And, with all things being said, we'll see. I started doing film within my 9-to-5 job, and it became like a dream to work for video for my business being my 9-to-5 job. So I worked for T-Mobile for 7 years. And let me just tell you, when I brought my laptop every day to work to film and edit, to work on my craft, and they gave me an opportunity to help the call center. When I helped the call center with a voluntary job, I got paid my normal hourly wage. They saw the efforts and they created a position for me. And I worked this position in video production as a one-man team for over a year with T-Mobile. During that time, a little bit prior to that, I was introduced to an incredible mentor. More specifically, he's a great businessman. Does anybody know Chef Brother Luck in the building? A little bit? Chef Brother and I connected about 3 years ago, a little bit before I got my job with T-Mobile. And basically, long story short, I made a music video that Chef Brother Luck saw, and he said, "I want to meet you." And I met him probably about a year when he had Street Eats, and he went to Top Chef. And when he went to Top Chef for season 15, the first time he told me, "Dana, it's time. We got to make sure that when I get back, that you're ready and I'm ready." Lo and behold, I travel with Chef Brother Luck everywhere now. I'm his personal videographer. So that's just a crazy story just to kind of imagine myself picking up a camera at Walmart. It was $200. I promise you I should have used my phone. But I was determined. I was so determined to learn how to make this video for a gentleman that I knew for over 15 years. Now, saying that, just to say this, it was pure determination. Now, I quit my job at T-Mobile 2 months ago, and I'm jumping. So I'm jumping into entrepreneurship. I've worked in business for about 4 years doing film, like I said. I was doing part-time, working my 9-to-5 job. Actually, it was 10-hour shifts, 4 days a week. At any rate, I was working my 40 hours a week, multitasking, trying to run my business. And I got this itch, and I told myself, if I don't do this now, my time is going to pass me. And since that moment, April 1st, I told myself 90 days into this year, I'm going to quit my job. April 1st was the 90th day. I quit, and my business is doing well. I'm surviving. I created Dana Keith Film with the intent to leave a legacy. I really wanted to make sure that something is there that shows the impact of what I've done or what we've done. Honestly, if I could just go ahead and tell you, I'm the small piece to the puzzle. You guys, being the consumers, the customers, or whoever my client is, that's who gets all the glory. Because really, when we help them, with a video. Let's just say it's a promotional video, right? We're solving a problem for their business, right? When I worked for T-Mobile, I'm very passionate about sales. So when I saw that people were struggling with sales, I told myself, I will make content around selling. Take the people, everybody who's doing good in the building, and share your best practices. Those are the type of things that we can create. Real quick, if you can just think of 3 problems in your business, all right? You can think of 3 problems in your business that, gosh, if you could have a key to solve it, would you open that door? I'm here to tell you that the solution and the key is video, all right? For any of your businesses, just to throw this out there, I would almost jump to say that you should be your own production company. Is that crazy? I'm a production company telling you to be a production company? But the reason why I say that is because of the demand, because of the need, because attention is what you need.
Well done. All right, 20 minutes in, and I'm going to start. I'm going to grab the mic here from you for a second. Wow. So yeah, I beat you to it, brother. Really? Yes, I did. The joys of being the MC. So what I heard you say is before you were an entrepreneur, you had an entrepreneur spirit. Talk a little bit about how we can bring that entrepreneur spirit, even if we're not entrepreneur, like even if we don't have our own business. Can you touch on for you, what had you have that spirit inside somebody else's company?
Yeah, definitely. So the spirit of entrepreneurship, I really believe it's at the core of your being. If you love to help somebody, if you can add value to somebody's life, then that's the starting principle. Where I get my tenacity, if you will, to be myself and shoot for the stars is what I tell. By the way, I always live on this concept that I'm going to fail my way to success. And truthfully, that's the core of what I'm founded on, which is trial and error, learning, and making sure that you're doing the work. And that's what I believe is the core of entrepreneurship. Now, myself, if I can kind of elaborate real quick, I've had a background in sales this whole time. Like for 15 years, I've been working in a sales environment, give or take, right? When I was in T-Mobile retail, I was handing out my business cards to do video. I probably shouldn't tell everybody that, but when I was on the phones at the call center, I was telling my customers, hey, I'm making a video. Do you want to follow me on Instagram or YouTube? When I was troubleshooting their device, I was making them pull up my page to play my video to test to see if their device worked. These things are really at the core to me. So when I kind of express that, it's very basic principles, and business stands on those.
All right, James, go ahead. Wow. I mean, just wow. So first, David, thank you so much for coming and sharing. This is truly a room of individuals, unlike any other place on the planet where you can walk in and say, I quit my job and get a round of applause for it. I quit! When we're talking about your ideal businesses, you're talking about you can help any business by solving problems with video. Tell me, what is your ideal client? What does that look like? And the things that you want to work with most, what does that look like for you, Dana?
Yeah, great question. Thanks, James. So the question is who's my ideal client? When I think about my target client, it has to be somebody that wants change. They want to see their product sell. They want to tell their story. So when I think about sharing your story, I truly believe this. It takes courage to share your story. And to share your story in front of film is nothing short of bravery. I promise you. Now, what my business does is we're passionate about solving problems and telling your story. So when I think about what's the ideal business, well, one that has money. I want to make sure that So I have a discovery form. It's basically a contact form. When you go to my website, you click the contact button, you fill out, a handful of questions. And some of those questions really just are based upon past experience. So I've learned that when I work with music video artists, I'm gonna get music video money. And I wanna work with businesses, I wanna work with businesses. When you sell a product, when you sell one product, you make a bunch of money. And I wanna sell you 10 of them. I wanna work with, I will tell you, I wanna work with any business, any small business, big business, but I just wanna work with businesses.
Thanks so much. So in the world of video and just shooting video, I think people get bogged down with the gear, what are you shooting on, but your Walmart camera and your phone are probably the most convenient because they're right in your pocket. Can you talk about how you build the story with the edit? The editing is where you tell the story. Can you talk about how you make that connection between sales and editing to tell that story to help sell?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I have a vlog where I do the video from my phone. The reason why I do that is because I want to share with people that it doesn't matter where you film it on, or what you film it on, rather. When you watch a video, let's say on Facebook, do you know where it came from? Heck no. Do you even care? No. Right? Let's be honest. So when it comes to, for example, the type of cameras that we use, it's definitely at a professional level, for sure. But I use my first camera for consistent video, consistently. The edit is where all the juice is. And in video, just to kind of explain the process real quick for anybody who doesn't know, I film, so I'll stand behind the camera. Typically, I'll do interviews, so I'll ask the questions as well. When I take that product home, I put it together, and then that's where the story is made. Now, a lot of times we can make a story in pre-production, basically meaning that we write it all out. But sometimes it doesn't just happen like that. So if I can say this, my strength is in the editing process, and I'm such a fan of how you create the story, a beginning, middle, and end, and specifically, what is your target? What are you aiming to do? What are we trying to accomplish here? And kind of reverting it back, who is your, target audience? In my world, my target audience for my vlogs is the everyday person. I just want to inspire people that, hey, I came from nothing, and then I made something of myself. And more specifically, I traveled the world. I just came back from California. I've never been to a hotel like this. It was incredible, right on the beach. But I just did that, and it was just a weekend. I'm back here in Colorado Springs. So these things that I've done, I really couldn't even imagine in the beginning, right? But when it comes to the editing process, it's like my life. It just starts piecing together. And I really believe that.
Hi, I just wanted to tell you that thank you for being here. These are the kind of stories, in case you're signing up for 1 million cups, that we want to hear. These are the kind of stories. Why? Because there's really only two ways that you can move people. Either you inspire them or you manipulate them. So we saw a wonderful opportunity of inspiration this morning. So thank you for inspiring us in your journey. That said, what do you look at in the next couple of years? I know you're building, you're relatively new. The processes around your business for the growth challenges, or what I call the discouragement bumps that come with building business, do you have the processes around your business that's going to help you move forward?
Definitely, great question. So the question is really, what am I aiming at? And what am I headed towards? So on my head, I have a hat called No Luck's Given. It's Chef Brother Luck's brand is called No Luck's Given. No Luck's Given is founded on the principles of perseverance, inspiration, and basically living your truth. So when I think about where my business is heading, right now I'm building a team. So I'm the only employee and owner of my business right now. And then I work with subcontracted gentlemen like Chris here, who's filming me here for myself. Now, with that being said, my visions, begin to get scattered. And I don't want to do that to you guys. I want to make sure we have a pinpoint vision. It's true, because I have a lot of buckets around me, right? One of the biggest buckets is definitely Chef Brother Luck. Chef Brother Luck has a story that needs to be told, and he has an audience that is ready to hear it. He's been on Top Chef twice. He's been on Bravo TV, Chop, Beat Bobby Flay, and he does great. He just opened a new restaurant. Everybody know Lucky Dumpling?
Yes.
Great. So he just opened that restaurant. But what I'm getting at is that my goals are to be able to produce documentaries. My goals are be able to produce feature films. My goals are to be able to tell the story of Colorado Springs. Like, for example, if we made, this is literally me and my editor were talking last night, if we made a feature film really based around Colorado Springs, and we went into all the coffee shops, and you saw this coffee shop, on the screen, and then people related, Chef Brother Luck's restaurant, 4 by Brother, from the movie, right? So I think that that's really where I'm headed, and it could be any business. It doesn't have to be Chef, but he's just my main client.
My son is 5 years old, and he's bugging me every single day because he wants to start a business. Okay? So what I did, I took him to the incline last weekend. Oh, parenting is hard. And I told him, all right, we got to climb it all the way up. It's 2,743 steps of suffering for 1 step of failure. Right? So his question would be, if he could be here today, he would ask you, why didn't you start earlier? What blocked you from starting earlier in your life?
Great question. I wish I would have started earlier. To answer the question, I never came across it. The reason why I picked up a camera, all right, I'll make a confession. I was an artist at one point. I was in the music video, and I saw it done. I saw somebody film me, then make the video. And I told my buddy, I said, you don't have to pay him, just pay me. And I went and bought the camera with the money that he paid me, and we started making music videos. Now, this guy in specific that I helped was my childhood friend who was in the Army, and we happened to be in the same state. I don't know, how that would have happened. I don't know where my life would be if I didn't help him first, right? One of my first gigs was a 1-year-old birthday party, and they paid me for pictures. I hate taking photos personally. I like to do video. So I did a video as well, and she loved it, and she just, spazzed about it. So to answer your question, I wish I would have, because I really would have documented my whole life. And if I could put that on screen, that'd be crazy.
So Dan, I'm not going to walk to either mic. So you said that your theory is to fail to success.
Yes, sir.
Give me your greatest failure that made you want to quit but didn't.
Oh.
What was the one that hit you and said, I'm done, but you moved through it?
Great question. There's plenty. Let me just tell you. So when I say fail to success, that's like my life. That's my motto. And I really mean it because everything I've done, I've failed to success. So one of the very first times that I was filming myself, and it was a video blog, and the video was about fail to success, right? While I'm filming myself, the audio isn't plugged in. So when I play it back, I don't know if you guys like the sound of shh. So that's what's in my ear, my headphones. And it's late at night. It was November of last year. I did a video every day in November for about 23 days. And I remember because it was late night, and I get to editing the film, and the audio's messed up. And I'm like, oh my goodness, did I really just mess up on a video about messing up? Yeah, so that's one example. I think one of my biggest ones, to answer your question, though, was probably with Chef Brother Luck. It was when I was just getting into audio and really exploring and learning audio, and I forgot the cord to hook up to my audio system. So literally, I'm running around with headphone jacks hooked up, and it's this big old long cord, and then I got like a gimbal machine that doesn't even like that cord. It was tearing it up. At any rate, I left my recorder machine there at the event that day. And it was in Denver that night, Koshan 555. So that's just an example. I mean, I've filmed with the wrong lenses for so long. I didn't have like an ND filter on it. You know what I mean? When I actually got an audio system is when I started seeing the quality of my videos jump. You know, so I would, if, you know, your 7-year-old is looking to, you know, film, make sure he has a microphone. That would be my tip. Thank you. Not yet, to answer your question. I started my business October 2017. Just went full-time April this year, so literally about 2 months ago. Learning and mentoring under brother, I understand that I have to associate my business with a bigger impact because that's what he's doing. He's putting a lot of energy into the community. He brings kids out of at risk into his jobs. I mean, he's just been through it all. So when I think about that and I align myself with Chef and I think about where I'm going, you know, I want to have a studio. I want to have a video, photo studio with podcast rooms in it, you know, music studio, but space to shoot film. But my idea is to bring the youth under that whole chain, under that umbrella. Because, like, for example, if I would have been around a camera in that mindset when I was 12, guys, let me bring a correlation to you real quick. When I started doing editing or even video for any matter, the only thing I said to myself is, it's pretty much like a video game. And I love video games. Now, I tell you that because I just correlated it with something familiar. I don't play video games anymore, let me just tell you. I just do video. But once again, I haven't gotten to that higher purpose, but I'm definitely thinking about it, and it's with giving back to the community. I live in the southeast region of Colorado Springs, and there's a whole bunch of organizations that affiliate with the Southeast. And I definitely want to give back to the community of where I live, as well as the community being the city.
We've got time for one more question. Let's give him a hand for that. One more question. Right back, all the way in the back. You're going to have to speak loud.
Okay. How can we, the community, help you and Dana Keith Films?
I love you, Sade. Great question, thank you. So how can you help me? Dana Keith Film on all social media. You can definitely, give me a like, maybe comment, hey, you were great today. But really, I think I lived off of referrals. I've never done an advertisement until I actually quit. The reason why I did that is because I believe in the power of referrals. So if you could do me a solid, then I would say if there's somebody around you, whether it be you, your business, or your friend, family member, or cousin, let them know about me. Let them know that, hey, we want to solve your problems. We want to tell your story. And we definitely want to help you make more money.
So you now get the coveted 1 million cups. I don't know if you drink coffee, but it looks great on a shelf, right?
Thanks, bro.
And hopefully see this in a video soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's give him a hand.
Thank you.